This is the Mech Fans Toys Megotroun Lost Planet Zero. Don't know what those mean, but Mech Fans Toys, Legend Scaled, G1 Styled Megatron. Here's the back of the packaging. I picked this figure up at Lazada online. And nice, neat looking tray. Everything seems to be organized and complete. Instruction sheet. And here is Megatroun out of packaging. He looks absolutely fantastic as a G1 inspired, legend scaled figure of Megatron. I'm really liking it. Look at this. He's got his blaster, the torso, all the aesthetic of this figure screams G1. I have some issues though. There's this big kibble right at the back for the trigger and trigger guard, but I guess they couldn't hide it. Not so much as a deal breaker. I guess probably my biggest issue for this figure would have to be its articulation, which we'll talk about later. But look into the details of this figure for a minute. Close-up look at that torso and that head sculpt. I love it. Look at this. Blaster, the gun barrel at the back, head, his legs, pretty cool. Okay, now talking about articulation, there are a lot of sculpted kibble on him that makes it very difficult to put him in a lot of poses. For instance, the shoulders are on a ball joint, but all of this is just hindering all that rotational movement from happening. He's got a bicep swivel, hinge elbow, and a swivel wrist. He's got no waist articulation, not even an ab crunch. I'm a little bit disappointed with that, but I guess that's got to do with transformation. Neck is on a swivel, hips are on ball joint, and again, a lot of the design of the hips and this particular waist piece really hinders some articulation. You can make him do the splits, you can make him do forward and backward, but when you're trying to pose him in sort of like a straddle stance, the corners of the hips get in the way with that waist piece. That's okay. Thigh swivel, okay, right here. He's got hinge knees. He's got a hinge ankle that's on a ball joint. And again, a lot of this kibble right here is preventing a good, solid ankle tilt from this figure. So let's talk about the accessories that he came with. You've already seen, at the beginning of the video, you've seen his blaster, his cannon, and his flail, Energon flail, I suppose. The Energon flail, only thing bad about it is he just has to hold it. There's no way to have it attached onto the arm as though it just came out, that the flail substituted itself for the fist. So a little bit of a letdown there. But what's interesting about this flail is that it's got hinges on it, so you can pose it any which way you want, interestingly enough. So you can like flick it like a whip, so that's pretty cool. It comes with his laser sword, which you can hold in either hand. He also comes with this blaster pistol, which we've seen in the movie, in the cartoon movie, where he used to blast Optimus Prime, the gun he found. It's way too big in scale for Megatron. He can hold it perfectly, but it's a little too big in my opinion. It's got great details, but I don't think this should be how big this gun is. It should be about this big. He also comes with this mind control helmet, or remember what episode this was from, but one thing to note about this is that this sort of mouthpiece is a separate piece. It comes in a little baggie or a Ziploc bag, and just be aware of this, that once you open up everything, make sure that this thing is included in that instruction sheet Ziploc bag. You just connect it like that and it'll fit nicely on his head. That's pretty cool. Okay. He also comes with the key to Vector Sigma, but it is impossible for him to hold it. I've tried it several times, he just can't. And he comes with an alternate face. This is like the laughing Megatron face, which I think suits him better than this scowling Megatron face. You just have to slide up that face. I think this is like, it's over, Prime. I kind of like that on him more than the scowling one. The scowling one is like a generic nice Megatron face you can use when you're displaying him, but I like that one when you're posing him in dynamic poses. And then the stock, just like the Masterpiece and the old G1 toy, the stock for his alt mode can become like a cannon, which you can have him posed right in front of him, right here. And for size comparisons, here he is with Voyager class Siege Megatron and Reveal the Shield Legends or Legion Megatron. And now for transformation. Transformation is kind of tricky. Lots of clearance issues, but we'll see how it goes, okay? So straighten up the arms, take off the blaster. And I think the arms are the trickiest bit. If you can get past the arms, you should be fine. So collapse the forearms onto the biceps, like that. And then what you want to do is you want to pull this entire left shoulder all the way out, like that. Just leave it like that for the time being. And then what you want to do is you want to be able to transfer the other arm onto this side. So to do that, you need to bend him over. And this portion right here, his abdomen or his abs area, you have to pull it out, but there's just no way to grip on it. So what I try to do is I just stick in a very small tweezer just underneath there and then just pop that out like that. You can remove it if you want to. It's not on a pin or anything. This, however, joint is on a pin right here. And then what you want to do is through this very, very tight clearance, you gotta swing this whole shoulder assembly out of the way. So it's a tight fit, and I don't think they engineered that clearance properly. So you'll have to like squeeze it out and just nudge that whole assembly out of the way, which sucks, you know, but okay. And then here's another clearance part. Okay, this whole assembly, fold this one out, fold this one out. This whole arm assembly, you'll have to transfer it, flip it all the way here. But the thing is, the fist is just way too big to clear anything. So what you want to do is you want to just stick it. It's almost as if you're bending and you're going to break this whole stem right here. And that's the only way I can see you doing it. So they forgot, or they misengineered the whole clearance thing about the fist and this whole hip place right here. And over time, as the plastic degrades, I'm pretty sure, you know, it's going to break or become brittle, and then you're going to break the toy. So kind of sucks, but that's how they did it. I reckon this is one of the first figures for Mech Fans toys, and they didn't quite figure out how things were done. Had some mistakes early on, but it's all right. Okay, then what you want to do is you want to put the hip back, put that back, and the entire waist piece is going to go here and tab right there and lock, and then the trigger just stays there. So the legs, you want these joints, the swivel joints, facing this way in this direction. So both of them, you gotta rotate the thighs like that. Okay, and then you want to rotate the feet this way 180 degrees like that. And then you want to open up, again, more clearance issues, you want to open up the leg assembly one at a time. So you can flip this piece out, rotate again, and flip it out like that. Do the same on the other side. Flip it out like that, and then rotate. I mean, it's it's a bunch of clearance issues, and okay. I think I made my point on that. So, okay, move this out like this, out of the way. Do the same on the other side, like that. All right. And then what you want to do is you just want to fold up the entire foot on the back and then just close in on it. Same here. Fold it there. Make sure it's flush. All right. And then I'm going to combine both legs together. Like that. Just form the handle of the gun. This one collapses here and tabs in. And here's another issue I have. It's like once you tab it in, the way they've engineered it is they never thought of, you know, you're going to untab it and untab these panels and transform them back to robot mode. It's like they feel you've done it once, you're going to set this toy aside, because there's really no clear way to untab these pieces except you dig in your fingers right there. So interesting. Okay, and then this, the barrel, you gotta fold it down again, another tight joint. You feel like you're gonna break it. And then fold this panel right here, move it out like that, and as you swing it, this trigger guard kind of rotates 90 degrees as you swing this whole barrel up to the front. So that's the final position. Stick it like that, and then you tab the final panels of the legs to form the handle. Okay, now the head. Again, more engineering difficulties. You go fold it here, rotate this way, and then fold it down. Once you've done that, there's clearly no way to take it back out. It's, again, the engineering. It's like they feel that once you transform it once, that's it. Once you folded that thing down, there's really no tab, nothing to cling on, except you just hope that this thing just bounces up and you get a little bit of a fingernail underneath there so that you can just flick that panel up again. So a little disappointed with the engineering of the transformation. I mean, the robot mode looks great. This gun mode looks absolutely fantastic. I mean, even fits my hand like a toy gun, like a toy pistol, but it's actually pretty nice. It's just a shame that just to get from one mode to the other, it's just a really pain. And for size comparisons, here we have the G1 Megatron, and here we have the Reveal the Shield Legends Megatron. Mech Fans Toys version is very close to how the G1 looked, more than the Legends class figure. I'm really liking the aesthetics of this gun mode. And as for the stock and other accessories, you can mount the blaster or the scope on top like that, and then the extension of the barrel, just stick it like that. And then another tricky bit right here, you gotta split the rear part of that handle or that grip for you to insert the stock right here, because right here as it is, there's no way to connect it unless you split it up a bit and then sneak that, just slot it in like that. I can't even do it, like there, and then tab it in so that it stays in. So again, the engineering just makes you feel like they wanted you to transform it once and then that's it, or transform back and that's it. It's not really meant to be transformed several times or one too many times, but with all the stock pieces and accessories, you can still hold him. And so some final thoughts on this figure. The figure has an amazing robot mode and alt mode that's very G1 styled. I really love. It brings a lot of nostalgia. However, the transformation, I believe for some collectors, is going to be a deal breaker. The engineering on this particular figure has missed a lot of clearance issues. They need to work on a way to make transformation fun. The Transformers have always been about the transformation. Yes, robot mode aesthetics and alt mode aesthetics do play a part in how nice a toy could be, but Transformers has always been about the fun of transforming it. And to be honest, transforming this figure is not at all fun, and I'll probably won't be transforming him anytime soon unless I have to for a particular review or whatnot. Considering the very nice aesthetics on the alt mode and in the robot mode, plus the near deal breaker, horrendous transformation, this figure is going to get a 7 out of 10 for me. So there you go, folks. I hope you enjoyed my little video review. If you did, please let me know in the comment section what you think of this Mech Fans Toys Megotroun G1 styled legend scaled Megatron figure. Hit that notification bell so you never miss out on any of my latest video reviews. If it's your first time on this channel, please subscribe. Thanks for watching.